You everybody everywhere.
Hi, I'm here to talk about yoga, and in the next video you'll see me going through a flow for you guys to follow. Yoga is such an important mind, body, and soul part of life, and I think really being able to work it into your everyday life can be really important for people. One, just to take some time for self-care, and two, just the whole stretching aspect of it is just really good for your body. So especially in schools, teachers will do some yoga poses for their students to just get up and moving and kind of take a second. So I hope you guys like it. Comfortable position. And we're gonna practice a lot on breathing today, so just be aware of your breath. You can come into child's pose. And stay here for a little bit and get a few breaths in. Reach to one side. And reach to the other side. Next, we're gonna come up onto your hands and knees and get a little bit of cat-cow. So this is cat and then cow. It's a really good stretch for your back and shoulders.
The trauma that we see in our lives and we go through experience is often kept in our bodies. So that's why we chose to focus on a yoga sequence, because yoga is supposed to gain more flexibility, your overall energy is supposed to be replenished, and just your overall balance about your body is supposed to be more equaled out. And when we look at the balance of our bodies, we also want to look at that as the balance of our lives. If we don't want some aspects of our lives to be heavier on us than others, we want everything to just be equal and balanced out. So when we tap into yoga, we want us to be stretching our sore muscles to regain flexibility, and we can look at the trauma in our lives as those sore muscles. So when you're stretching them, bending them, you're relieving all the stress from them. So you can look at that as the same thing with trauma. When you work with your trauma, you open up to it, you kind of bend it more, then you'll be able to recover from it. So the reason why we chose to focus on this yoga sequence is because once we're more connected to what hurts in our body, then we can open up with our feelings more and ultimately fix or improve the trauma in our lives.
Get ready. Don't be afraid. Spell hip hop.
A few easy stretches that you can do anywhere whenever you have a second for the day. It's just like a simple neck roll, nice and easy. Your shoulders, even your wrists, and then you can do them clockwise and counterclockwise. These are kind of the areas where people get most of their kinks. So if you aren't moving them, then they're just going to get more tight and more sore. So you have to just keep up with them so that you can tap into the energy that's being tugged on and then release it, get it stretched out so that you don't have that kink going on.
I'm going to be talking about breathing, but before I talk about that, I just want to talk about how breathing is so important and it's so integral to literally our quality of life. That's where we draw our life from, is from our breath, our life breath. And it's actually very interesting to know that many people do not know how to breathe correctly. And it sounds funny when you say it, but people take very shallow breaths, shallow and dry breaths and short ones, as opposed to long, deep, meaningful breaths. So I kind of just want to talk about how you can breathe correctly and how breathing can also help guide you on your meditation process, yoga, and everything else. Everything literally stems from the breath. So once you learn how to breathe correctly, a lot of things become easier and more digestible. So one way that we have been learning how to breathe, and one way to breathe better, is to inhale and to expand your stomach like a balloon, as Professor Turner would say. Doing this sends signals to your brain that everything is okay and that you can be calm and relaxed. So when you inhale your stomach and inhale your breath and your stomach expands like a balloon. You have to take in all the tension that you have. We hold a lot of it in our shoulders, and take it and hold it and acknowledge it. And when you exhale, your stomach deflates. You let go of the tension and you acknowledge that the tension is leaving your body with the breath. That is one of the best ways to breathe. That is intentional breathing, because you're intentionally focusing on what is stressing you out, what is giving you tension in your life, what do you feel like is physically holding you down on your shoulders, and letting go and releasing it. Breathing is also a good way to focus on just the breath and not on thoughts that might stress you out. So breathing is really linked to meditation and yoga, because through breathing, meditation becomes possible.